You see all this behind me? Space network. This all used to be somebody's imagination. So when you see all these apps, and you see all these ways to create content, and you see all these ways to deliver content, this used to be somebody's imagination. This used to be somebody's vision in a way that they started off creating that content or delivering their content is not the way that it is now. We did a video about the Blockbuster and Netflix war on one of our earlier videos, when Blockbuster was leading the media content delivery industry and agreed to talk to the people from the up-and-coming Netflix. Blockbuster laughed in Netflix's people's faces, so Netflix took their ideas and technology and developed it for itself, which eventually dated Blockbuster and knocked Blockbuster right out of the industry. In fact, Netflix eventually developed into a $200 billion company as we know it today as one of the leading content delivery platforms around the world. Remember Blockbusters, the leading content delivery company prior to Netflix? They carried a stock of VHS tapes, and we had to visit a brick-and-mortar Blockbuster to see if the movie we wanted was in stock. If the movie was in, we could rent it. If not, we had to wait till someone returned it, depending on how many days they kept it. Yeah, that Blockbuster. So, Netflix came up with the DVD delivery process, mainly by mail and later online and through other delivery processes, including apps, which eventually drove Blockbusters into extinction. But here's the deal. That was a content delivery war. Now competitors are competing with Netflix. Why? Because Netflix was licensing most of its content from other content creation companies that needed Netflix to deliver their content. However, with the invention of apps and the rapid speed of app delivery, those content creators eventually obtained their own apps and content delivery platforms. They're delivering that content on their own. There is Paramount, Prime, Hulu, Tubi, Disney, and more delivering their own content, which took away from Netflix monopoly on content delivery. In fact, Netflix has to compete with several content delivery platforms because any of its competitor create its own content or took back the content rights that it was licensing to Netflix. So Netflix is currently competing with content creation opposed to content delivery. Content delivery once was its primary advantage behind how Netflix defeated Blockbusters. It was the best content delivery company, not content creator. The content was always available. The studios just needed a platform or innovative vehicles to carry that content to the masses, the same as the apps are doing now. So as a content delivery company, Netflix had the upper hand. And that's how they developed a $200 billion company as the #1 company in content delivery for many years. However, Netflix competition is currently about content creation, not delivery. So we see Netflix trying to compete by paying for original content instead of licensing content, including comic specials, different types of original movies, documentaries, classic movies, and different content. They need that content creation to compete with other content delivery apps and platforms. It's content creation that gets one on such apps and platforms, and those platforms compete with each other as far as which app customers and audiences are going to purchase based on the content that they're delivering. If you look at creators like Disney, Disney took back all of the content that Netflix used to license from them. They refused to renew those licenses, created their own delivery apps, and now they do their own thing with content like Marvels and other superhero-type movies that's on Disney instead Netflix, where it used to be found. They obtained all that content back from Netflix, and no audience will purchase the Disney app instead of the Netflix app to see such content or have it delivered, especially for the millions of Marvel lovers. So that's why Netflix is having a problems, because it's no longer about a content delivery war, it's about content creation wars. Everything is competing on content creation. This is why we see many Hollywood actors working, and all of these content creation movies and projects being produced, etc., including many live streaming platforms. All these things can be monetized instead of licensed. The average content creator could also compete with and on the same platforms and applications that we are talking about here. It's as simple as coming up with a popular niche so others can't compete with you, like what Netflix did with mail-order movies, or like what blockbusters initially did with VHS and other mediums. These are the things that we are teaching and promoting. These are things that we share with other content creators to inspire and encourage content creators to compete out here. We share innovative ways to compete, because the way creators are currently competing is different from how they competed 5 or even 10 years ago. Think about it. 5 years ago, Netflix was the main content delivery platform, but it's not now. It has a mountain of competition and applications battling over content delivery and creation. The one point we want to make to all content creators is to stop competing with your associates. Stop competing with people that don't have the reward or platforms to deliver your content. Be innovative like blockbusters, Netflix, and others. Find your niche, create and deliver.